This is the iPhone 8 Plus. As maybe the last iPhone with the classy design, it stands in the shadows of the iPhone 10, which is better in many ways. How good it is and if the upgrade is worth it, I will show you here. Inside the box is the iPhone 8 Plus in space gray, some literature, the earpods, a lightning to headphone jack adapter, a USB cable and a 5V 1A charging plug, since for fast charging you have to pay extra. Cheaper chargers from other companies should be available already. The smartphone itself comes in the iconic classic iPhone design, which we know since 2014, and comes with small differences. On the front is the 5.5-inch display with Full HD resolution, the 7-megapixel front camera, the light and proximity sensor, the front speaker for phone calls and stereo sound, and the Touch ID sensor. The frame is made of an aluminum alloy. On the right side is the power button and a single SIM slot without a microSD card slot. On the left are the volume buttons, the silent mode switch, on the top nothing, on the bottom the microphone, the lightning slot and the speaker. The back is now made out of glass and allows wireless charging with the Qi standard. This is the biggest difference in design. Next to the 4x True Tone LED flash is the microphone for noise cancelling and the 12-megapixel dual camera, which stands out of the back with the glass standing out even further without even being real sapphire glass. In total, the finish and the detail work is great. It still has a pretty but by now a boring and too big design which feels old. Fans of the old design should still like it anyway. I personally would prefer the iPhone 10. The display comes with an IPS panel and is unfortunately no OLED, but it looks still great and has a good viewing angle. What I like the most is the True Tone feature, an automatic white balance which adjusts the tone of the display to the environment so it's more comfortable to the eye. The sound during phone calls is great and the stereo speakers are pretty loud. The speakers are one of the best in a smartphone and the microphone does a great job. Unfortunately, an audio jack is missing, which means adapters might be necessary. The new A11 Bionic Chip, according to benchmarks, is the fastest in the market, but you won't really notice it during daily use. The benefits are that it is more battery efficient than most chips and it helps a lot with augmented reality apps. Because iOS is a closed system, apps and games are greatly optimized, and even with 3GB of RAM, multitasking is never a problem, but it also isn't with older models. The battery life with 2675 mAh is, compared to the capacity with 5 hours and 20 minutes, pretty good. It does support fast charging, but it's way slower than other Android smartphones. Unfortunately, you need extra accessories for fast charging. Strange is that with the wireless charging, the device gets pretty warm. The 12-megapixel dual camera comes with 2 sensors and dual OIS. With a f1.8 aperture, the main lens is pretty strong. The second sensor helps with a 2x optical zoom, and even the 10x digital zoom saves a lot of details. The picture quality is one of the best on the market in regards to color accuracy and details, even in low light. The new portrait mode allows you, unfortunately only with the main camera, to take not only pictures with a bokeh effect, but also to change the lighting to simulate stage lighting. This function is still in beta, but it works great if the separation between the person and the back is good enough. Rendering mistakes and weird pictures may still happen and the bokeh mode is not always very accurate. The iPhone 10 can even do it with the front camera, which is even more interesting. The 7-megapixel front camera is really great for selfies, even in low light, but with videos it could be better, especially a stabilization I miss a lot during movement, which is solved better with recent Samsung devices. With video, the main camera of the iPhone 8 is really great. Up to 4K 60fps is possible without overheating, which is only possible with cameras over €2000 or even recently with the new GoPro. The videos come with great sharpness and thanks to the optical image stabilization you can get almost movie-like material. For most people it is a great camera replacement. What is also great is the 240fps slow motion mode, which lets you record great slow-mos in Full HD. For some reason I had some problems with the autofocus in this mode, because I always had to select the focus manually, which is why some of the material got blurry. Here I show you a few minutes of video material before I get to the end of the video.
Hier seht ihr einmal die Qualität der Front-Videokamera.
The iPhone 8 Plus is really a great smartphone and definitely one of the best smartphones of the year. Still, I rather prefer smartphones like the Samsung Galaxy S8, Note 8, LG V30 and the upcoming iPhone 10, mostly for the design, which is no revolution or evolution. If you have an iPhone 7 Plus, you really don't need to upgrade because the difference is not that noticeable since it's more like a 7S Plus. Even with the 6S Plus, you don't need to upgrade if you don't necessarily need the dual camera features. With every smartphone older than that, it makes more sense. Changing from Android to iOS is also not worth it. Here, I'd personally rather take the X or wait for the next generation since the X is quite pricey. Tell me more about your opinion on the iPhone 8 Plus in the comments. If you'd like this video, I'd be happy if you'd give us a like, otherwise the dislike button is right next to it. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any future content. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Ümit for Mobile Geeks.